Hi, I'm Frank, and welcome to the Spirit Lab. This is where we explore the world of cocktails and spirits, their history, their ingredients, and their bold flavors. Today we're making a zombie, one of, if not the most iconic cocktail in Tiki history. So the year is 1934. Prohibition has been repealed for less than a year. And there was this gentleman named Don Beach. That's not his government name. That was Ernest Raymond Beaumont Gant. 4 names, you know he was important. So anyway, Don Beach created a restaurant called Don the Beachcombers, where people could go enjoy some delicious tiki cocktails and, you know, with the world of escapism, going into a Polynesian themed location just to get out of the muck of everyday life. The story goes, one day, this Hollywood producer, executive, just some big wig in Hollywood who had lots of money apparently, went into Don the Beachcombers and said, "Hey Don," I guess they were on first name basis, I don't know. He's like, "Hey, fix me something strong." And Don's like, "Bet." So he started grabbing bottles and pouring shit into shakers and then putting juices in it and then his secret ingredients, and we'll get into that in a minute. And then put it all in and then like blended it up and gave it to the guy. The guy's like, "Oh, this is really good." And he drank that whole thing. 3 days later, I guess that's how long it took him to sober up. But 3 days later, he went back to Don the Beachcombers and went, "Don, what was in there? I felt like I was the Walking Dead the next day." So hence, it was given the name the zombie. Now, if you know anything about Tiki history, and I don't know a lot, I know enough not to sound stupid. Don the Beach and Trader Vic, all of them, they had their secret recipes. They were a little folder and it had like red writing that said top secret on it. Probably, maybe. But there was secrets that nobody knew but Don the Beach. Because he would take one bartender and goes, "This is how you make this mix. And this is how you make that mix." And no one knew the recipe because he had code words like Don's mix number 2. And then after a while, all these recipes died because no one knew the recipes. Come along to 2000, and I've always called him, and I truly believe this, and I love Jeff Berry, Jeff Beachbum Berry, owns Latitude 29 right here in Louisiana. I call him the Wizard of Tiki, because I don't know. He's like wicked magic or something, I don't know. But he spent years researching these recipes and trying to find these lost recipes and things like that, like Don's secret codes. He broke the codes. That was kind of cool. So he found out that Don's mix was grapefruit juice and Don Spice's number 4. Yeah, so now we can figure out what Don Spice number 4 was, because that was a whole nother secret. I truly think Don was like, when he hired somebody, he goes, "If you tell anybody about this, I'll kill you." And back in the 1930s, people probably did that. Again, don't know, wasn't around then. I'm just speculating. So people didn't want to die, so they didn't tell anybody what that stuff was. So one bartender would make Don's Spice number 4, and another bartender would go, "Oh, I gotta make Don's mix number 2. I need a bottle of Spice number 4. And yep, that's how they did it. But eventually, Jeff Berry found the Spice mix number 4 recipe. And that was this yummy brown stuff. Cinnamon syrup. Pretty simple. It's just cinnamon syrup. Boil equal parts of water and sugar and chunk some cinnamon sticks in it. And you get Don's mix number 4. So, some good stuff. So, Don's mix number 2. Don's mix number 2. Grapefruit juice, cinnamon syrup. The ratios for that was 2 parts grapefruit juice and white grapefruit juice, and 1 part cinnamon syrup. Now, white grapefruits are hard to find for a lot of people. I know within talking to people in the rum and tiki world, it's not easy to get. So if your neighbor happens to have a white grapefruit tree, in the middle of the night, as long as you just have cameras in the backyard, go grab yourself a few, because they're hard to get. or just ask them to buy it. Whatever you want. You do you, boo. But anyway, pink grapefruit juice will work in a pinch, and that's what I have. So I did 2 parts of pink grapefruit juice, 1 part of cinnamon syrup. Now, there are some versions of this recipe, and for Don's Mix, where you do equal parts. And that'll bring up the sweetness and dial down the tartness from the grapefruit juice. But we're doing the 1934 recipe, and we're gonna do it Don's way, or technically Jeff Berry's way. So this is the book, Beachbum Berry's Remix. So there are several zombie recipes in this book. There's Zombie, the original, and the Zombie simplified, and the Zombie, the mid-century version, the Zombie South Seas Restaurant, Zombie, the Tonga Rum, the Zombie Aku Aku Restaurant. So there's a whole bunch of zombie recipes, but we're gonna be going to the one that Jeff Berry says is the original. I'll leave a link below where you can grab this book on Amazon. It's an affiliate link. So hey, I'm just getting started on this channel, so anything that y'all can do to help me out, that'd be awesome. So we're gonna start off with 3/4 ounce of some fresh lime juice. We're gonna go 1/2 ounce of Don's Mix number 2. We go 1/2 ounce of falernum. We go 6 drops of Pernod. Don't have any, but I have herb saint. So we're gonna put your thumb over the top and just release slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7. Well, a little bit more, that's okay. I'm gonna go with 1 drop of Angostura bitters. Go with 1 teaspoon of grenadine. Get a good quality grenadine. There's stuff out there that's like high fructose corn syrup and a red dye number 40 and stuff. This is really easy to make. I make my own. It's pomegranate juice, Palm Wonderful, and some sugar, a little bit of orange blossom water. Y'all want to see how to make that? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll do a video on that for you. So now we're gonna get into the rum, and the reason that on the Beachcomber menu back in the day, and every other Tiki menu since then up until today still happening, they limit this to 2 drinks a person. Now, I don't know if somebody's gonna stop you for having 3. I might need to go test that out. It's called the Zombie, and the guy, I guess it made the dude feel the way it did because how much rum is in here. We're gonna start off with 1.5 ounces of a gold Puerto Rican rum. And what they mean by gold is lightly aged. This is Don Q Reserva 7. Really nice rum for this. And next they call for a Jamaican dark rum. Now, dark, and I'm gonna do a video on rum colors, and I've already done one on white, why you don't call things white rum. But I'm gonna do another one on dark and gold also. So dark rum sometimes refers to it being aged in a barrel and getting dark for a very long time sitting in a barrel. Sometimes it means somebody put food coloring in it, like caramel coloring or something. That's basically what they mean by dark, is the color. But a lot of times what they're trying to say, especially with these older recipes, are a really well-aged rum. So we're gonna go with 1.5 ounces of a dark Jamaican rum. I'm using Hamilton Jamaican Pot Still Black. Caruba would work really well in this. Smith & Cross would work well in this. Heck, if you're in Louisiana, Baton Rouge area or South Louisiana, Oxbow makes a delicious False River Dark, and I think that's a wonderful rum to replace Caruba. And now for what makes it hurt. Demerara 151 proof. So I'm gonna go 1 ounce of this. So if you notice, it's got 1.5 ounces of the other 2 rums. That's 3. Even I could do that math. 1.5 and 1.5 is 3. And then another ounce, putting it at 4, and that 4th ounce is 151. we're gonna have a little bit of fun today. Jeff Berry says put it in your blender and zing it up. My zinger's not working. Neither is my blender. But do have some crushed ice though. So we're gonna cap that off and give it a good shake. Oh, that smells so good. I can smell that the Hamilton Jamaican. It's got such a unique aroma to it. Heavy molasses notes. It's just, I could put that on a pancake if it was just a little thicker. You can use a zombie glass, which is technically a tall Collins glass, or your favorite Tiki mug. I happened to go on a Woo song a couple weeks ago in Boston. Son graduated law school. That was cool. We're gonna fill that up with some crushed ice. I'm gonna strain that over. Get yourself a glass straw, or glass Tiki straw from Surfside Sips. You know what? I forgot about all these affiliates that I had to kind of help my channel a little bit financially, because rum's not cheap. For my old channel, Low Carb Cocktail Guy. And if you know somebody who's into low carb, Atkins, all that, watching the carb stuff, I've been doing that for 10 years. Send them over to see the Low Carb Cocktail Guy. I do have a keto-friendly version of this. Good amount of mint. So when you're using mint as a garnish, you want that aroma to really be up front. So the best thing to do is kind of slap it on your hand, around the top of the mug or glass. Just kind of shove that on in there. Get on in there. And there you have the 1934 zombie. That's awesome. That's a delicious drink. Now, if you want to dial down the bitterness, kind of bring up a little bit sweeter, because this is, by me, not a sweet cocktail. And that's another thing, that's another rant I have. When I tell people I like Tiki cocktails, like, oh, that's just all kind of sugary stuffings. Like, no, it's not. Not at all. This is a perfect example of Tiki cocktails are not sweetie, sweet boat drinks. They're not. This is the perfect example of that. The grapefruit really comes out. You get that tartness from the grapefruit, a little bit of sweetness from the grenadine, a touch of sweetness from the cinnamon portion of the Don's Mix number 2. You can definitely tell that there's some cinnamon in there. You gotta kind of wait for it to come to you, but it does. The rum blend is incredible. The Jamaican rum that just has that funk to it. And I will talk about that in another rum education video about what is funk. It's funk. It's just funk. It's absolutely the best part of Jamaican rums is the funk. Then you have that Puerto Rican rum, that Don Q, just that lighter style of rum where it's still kind of bright, but being aged has a little bit of woody notes on it. Then you have the punch you in your face 151. Oh, this is just a great drink, guys. So, damn, this is such a good drink. So, I think the little tagline that I came up with the Spirit Lab is research, analyze, and create. I think we did that, and it came out freaking awesome. So, guys, thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a great day, and cheers to the zombie. God, that's so good. And whoa, there it is. There's the 151.